gonna take this off because it's really fucking hot. I keep expecting it to be cooler because the autumn is fast approaching, but it's still hot as a motherfucker. So, you get this. Oh, shit. You know, it shocks me whenever I have all my stuff in my car and I leave it outside unlocked all fucking night. Because I know I have such valuable things in here, you know, like my boombox and my work shoes that smell like asshole, and my my really amazing SWAT hat. So amazing, right? But I have a lot of stuff in here. Like I have a lot of CDs and Batman fabric and I have this like DVD. It's like this show that's pretty good actually. True Detectives. I don't really watch TV though, like unless I'm with other people. I have a bunch of movies and TV shows, but like I just talk to myself all the time. And people think that's strange, but it's like, well, I'm actually thinking about shit. You know, like when you watch TV, it's very rare that you're, you know, thinking about shit. So, cheers to me! Look at this big ass coffee mug. That's like half a pot of coffee, literally. Like I have a coffee pot that is like a half pot. Actually, technically I have 2 coffee pots that are half pots. So together they make a whole pot of coffee. One of them's upstairs, one of them's downstairs. So I have unlimited access. This is so heavy too. I know! The mug is really heavy. It's even heavier with actual shit in it. But oh my god, the fucking sun, man. But I hate this shit. I hate that the camera won't stop shaking. That upsets me. Here. Why don't you put this... Hold on. Oh, shit. I have a very, very, very short period of time to do this before the light turns green again. And I don't know if that's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. That seems slightly better. That's a thing that you like constantly say. Have you noticed that? Well, I did now. Shit. I was gonna say something. That's another common thing that you say. I was gonna say something, I'm sure. It was so important. Oh my god, okay. There are these protesters. I don't know what the fuck they're protesting. How do you know they're protesting? They might be doing something else. Oh, people are on strike. I have no idea who. It's hard for me to care when I don't know. That's so strange to me
like, people that go on strike have nothing better to do than just to, like, stand outside the building with a sign. It's like, you could have, like, come up with some creative to do, you know? Maybe you guys should, like, start, like, a polka band or some shit, you know? Make use of your time, since you're not working. You know, the whole reason why you put the camera over there was because it was constantly chopping your head off. Now you're gonna have to do this number the whole way. You don't have any idea how annoying that's gonna be? Yeah, I already do. But yeah, I really hate society. That's what I'm realizing. Like, more and more, this society is just so fucking uncreative. I mean, what I just witnessed is a pure example of that. You know, I don't know if I want to do stand-up comedy anymore. I think I want to seriously create some new sort of art form, because I don't really believe in the art form of stand-up comedy. It seems like a lot of people don't. I mean, I do think that there are those out there that are still going to do it. They're still going to, you know, say whatever the fuck they want to say and not give a fuck what anybody thinks about it, because that's not what comedy's about. I mean, I do think that there's a lot of truth to, like, you know, punching up, because I feel like really good comedy punches up, it doesn't punch down. But I don't think the way that people are interpreting punching down, I think that at this point, anything and everything is punching down, you know? Unless, of course, you're bitching about the president. But it seems like a lot of people just, like, they think that they're speaking, like, truth to power or some shit, but they're really not. But just considering the fact that everybody's such a candyass, like, anything that could possibly be interpreted as derogatory, anything that could possibly be interpreted as, like, negative or critical, whatever, like, people are gonna say, oh, you're punching down, you shouldn't punch down, you feel like punch up. I'm a tranny, I know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I'm a tranny. It doesn't make sense to me. I've said this before, but I feel like the people that are making the biggest scene, people that make the most noise, have experienced the least. I guarantee you, all these pretend trannies, they haven't actually had that experience at all. You know, they probably, like, went into the wrong bathroom, like, once in their life, and they, like, were like, oh my god, I understand what this is like. Oh my god, I need to white knight for these people. But yeah, that gets annoying, doesn't it? Just people that don't have any idea what they're talking about, trying to make the rules for the rest of us, when they can't even follow their own rules, you know? You see that? God damn it, I fucking hate that shit! But, you know, this is your problem. Every fucking time you get in this car, you're already late for work, and so you're scrambling. This is the life of a scrambler. I wish it was more fun than it is, but oh shit. But yeah, like, I've been misinterpreted, like, my entire life. Like, people have constantly, oh shit, there's a canine unit over there, I'm glad we're on the other side of the road. But it's like I've been misinterpreted my whole life. I'm used to it. Like, everywhere I go, people misinterpret what I say, people misinterpret how I dress, people misinterpret, like, my gender, my race, my opinions. Like, don't say anything on YouTube. Don't say anything on YouTube. about anybody. Oh, hey, it seems like the vortex wanted to film me from this angle, because this is such a great angle, is it not? This coffee cup's too big. Yeah, it is. It's not a cup. Anyway, God fucking damn it. I am sweating like a motherfucker. Like, I'm used to being misinterpreted. I'm used to like, just like people thinking that I'm something that I ain't, or I said something that I didn't, or that I want something that I don't want. It's annoying. Holy shit. I almost died just now. I'm really glad I looked. Me too, baby. Me too. Don't you hate it when like there's some vehicle on the road that's like just driving so fucking slow? That's usually me. But it just like slows everybody else down. And then like you try to figure out who it is, and then when you figure out who it is, you're just like, yeah, I figured it was that guy. In the fucking Ryder truck. He wasn't driving a Ryder truck, but he's driving a truck though. Anyway. Fucking annoyed. Can't you tell? Oh shit! There's another fucking cop. It's a state trooper. Right after I did that. But if you think that like the worst thing in the world is being misinterpreted, you're not gonna make it in life. I'll tell you that. Cause like life is fucking hard, and it's even harder, you know, when you have a very separate experience from everybody else. I don't make light of this disorder at all because, well, first of all, borderline personality is very extreme, and anybody that experiences that, or anybody that has the misfortune of having to deal with one of us, like they know how hard it is. And it's very confusing to a lot of people that have to deal with it, that don't actually, you know, live with the disorder, but, you know, they're just friends with somebody, or they're, God forbid, you're dating somebody that has this illness, or, you know, maybe one of your kids has it, or your mom has it, your dad has it. But it's way rougher if you don't have information about it. It's way rougher if you don't know what you're talking about. And I think that that's why so many people, like, are really, really miserable. It's like they're waiting on somebody else to tell them what to do. You know, if they just did it themselves, like if they just looked shit up on their own and read some books and not just like one thing that represents the opinion they most agree with, but like a lot of different shit. Because I've read a lot of stuff on anti-psychiatry, but I've read a lot of stuff like, you know, where people really believe this shit. They really believe that, like, pills actually fix problems. Pills don't fix anything. Pills make you forget that you have a problem. That's the point of it. So if that's your idea of a solution, I guess, you know, to each their own, you do that. But don't complain when it doesn't work out. Don't complain when you're still empty and you still have all the negative thoughts, because a pill is not going to cancel those out. What what the fuck is this motherfucker doing? I want you to see this, you guys. Oh, they're probably not gonna do it now. Shit. Well, they were swerving quite a bit. I promise, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Swerving all over the damn place. Yeah. Anyway. You were swearing a lot. I am swearing a lot. But that's fine. I'm not a lady. Like, so many people think you have to act a certain way because, like, oh, you say you're this, and like, I see these two camps, like, but they both act exactly the same. They both believe in some sort of order, but one of them believes that order to be like disorder. You know, it's like they want everything to be up in the air, but that's like their idea of how the world should work. To not have any structure, not have any like principles. Well, I'm here to tell you that, like, you can totally have principles without having to go along with, like, you know, a bunch of like religious crap, or, you know, somebody's dogma. Like, you don't have to go along with anything. I am so tired of this shit, you guys. And I just see it everywhere. Now, luckily, I only see it on the internet. You know, like, when I go to work, it's like I can temporarily forget that everything is the way that it is. Because I'm working and making money, and I'm in this other world, you know? But they're trying to make it so that, like, you know, what, $50 minimum wage and 20-hour work weeks or whatever, they think that, like, work makes people miserable. I don't think that's true. If work makes you miserable, you obviously have the wrong job, you know? You should do something that makes you happy. And if not, then you should work towards being able to have more time to do what makes you happy. The cool thing about me is that, you know, working at a restaurant, so many cool things about me, y'all. But working at a restaurant, it's like you pick up on a lot of shit. Not just Spanish, but you pick up on, you know, just a lot of different characteristics that people possess in different cultures, and just if you get to know people and, like, you figure out, like, how they were raised and, like, the type of upbringing that they had, and it's just really cool, you know, to ask questions and learn a lot about people that you never thought that you'd get to know, you know. That's cool. But I don't like to waste time, mainly because I've wasted a lot in my life. So it's like, I will take advantage of, like, a small window of time that I can shoot a video and still manage to do something that I know is what I'm supposed to do with my life, and it's creative, it's somewhat artistic, I guess. But I think that it's just, a lot of people think they need to do stuff in a certain way. And, like, that's what I realized when I was doing comedy a couple days ago, is that, like, all these comics, they think that they need to do this, and this, and then they'll succeed. You know, like, as long as they go to this many gigs, or they perform at this many mics or whatever per week, then that means that they'll succeed, and that means they'll do a lot. And a lot of them will tell me that I should do a podcast, and because everybody's doing podcasts, especially comics. But personally, I think podcasts are boring as fuck. I mean, just the idea of a podcast. I don't even like the word pod. Why would I want to do a podcast? But I just hate, you know, this idea that like, okay, well, you're this, you have to do this, you know? And people, they think about that in regards to identity, like personal identity, jobs, politics, everything. It's just putting people in boxes. That's not partisan, you know. That's something that everybody does, and I feel like people are trained to do it though. They're trained to do it at a very young age. I mean, I'll tell you something. When I was a child, I learned real quick that if I just cried, I could get away with a lot more. You know, like women can get away with quite a bit that men cannot get away with, and that's because of our libidos. And they'll never talk about that. They'll never talk about like female privilege. They'll never talk about the fact that a dude is a lot more likely to go down for the same crime that a woman committed. They'll never talk about family court. They'll never talk about, you know, how women take advantage of situations all the time. How women lie to get attention. They manipulate shit. They gaslight. I'm not saying that men don't do that too. I mean, yeah. Especially those that act like women. But, yeah, I know. I know I'm a sexist. You don't have to say it. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a sexist as long as your points make sense. You know? Like, if you can properly and accurately explain why you feel a certain way, then I don't really understand, like, how that's a wrong way to look at things. You know, if you have an explanation that makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't die tonight, y'all. This is really fucking scary ass driving. Jesus, that is like the 5th cop that I've seen. That's what I'm saying. Unfucking necessary. You should put your shirt on. I should put my shirt on, but it's still too damn hot. I ain't doing something that doesn't make logical sense right now. What?
I got such a pretty face.
Aww. It depends on the day that I feel that way. I'm really not as narcissistic as I probably let on. A lot of the time I think I'm ugly as shit, full of shit, piece of shit, everything shit. Anyway, I'm about to be at work. Sorry, I'm just watching my coffee. I'm worried that it's gonna spill everywhere. Hold up. All right, you guys, thank you. Thank you for understanding. Holy shit! Oh, fuck. I hate this goddamn parking lot. I really do. It's so annoying. Because I can't tell you how many times I'll be stuck behind some slow poke going through the drive-thru. That always happens. Holy shit. I'm
so fucking hot. Meow. 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 I was doing that yesterday. Like after you just need the camera to like point upwards. That's what you need to do. Yeah. Like, see, this is just so fucking annoying. There you go. Never be against peace, you guys. I remember saying that when I got this tattoo. I got this like peace sign tattoo on my hip. It's hard to be against peace, you know? It's like maybe eventually I'll be all in favor of violence and warfare, but for the past 13 years I haven't been. You know, I've remained pretty consistent, so that's good, huh? Yeah, it's like I think that a lot of people don't want to be here. I think a lot of people really wish that they were dead. Like people don't, I don't want to say dead, but it's like people, they're obviously like not satisfied being alive, which is why they keep checking out every chance they can, which is why they pop pills and they drink a lot and do this all the time because they're just constantly checking out. Like they don't want to be part of this world, man. And if they have to be part of this world, they'll do it over the internet, so they don't really have to do anything at all. And me personally, I just find that nauseating. I mean, like, I understand the sentiment, but it's like, if you really feel that way, why don't you just kill yourself? I will always be in favor of suicide over everything else, you guys. It's probably the most unconventional position that I have. Now, I know a lot of people that feel the same way about it. I've actually met quite a few people that don't understand why people make such a big deal about somebody committing suicide. But I often get the rebuttal of, well, whenever your family member does it. You know, you're right. I don't have a family member that took their own life, but I was just waving at mi amigo Alberto. Well, he's late too then. He's always late. He's always on CP time also. Like every time he comes in, he's 15 minutes late. Everybody knows that. Like every motherfucker here is late. Every time they come in. And if they're not late, it's because like they've been late so many times before, they're trying to make up their time, you know? But yeah, like the majority of people that work here are late. That's why I think that like everybody's a borderline personality, because like quiet borderlines are always late. Always. Okay. So, where your fucking Miller High Life at? Oh. I probably shouldn't though, because somebody might see me in like the sandwich window and get upset and be like, why is she wearing an alcohol related head item? A head item. I'm sure the term hat is offensive in some way. Surely. Yeah. Everything's offensive, right? So it's like, what the fuck does it matter? But yeah, it's like my apathy is just getting more and more
I can't talk a lot of the time, you guys. Don't be surprised by this. But yeah, my apathy is just, it keeps getting more intense the further I go along. Because, like, I do care quite a bit. From those of you that have seen my videos where I'm just ranting and raving or crying or whatever the fuck I'm doing. It's like I do care a lot. But it's like senseless to care a lot, because obviously people don't care. You know, they wouldn't do that all the time. Or like if they cared, they'd do more research. If they cared, they would look more stuff up. So it's like, why am I focusing on helping people that don't want to help themselves, you know, or I don't think that apathy is a bad thing. Unless, like, you're apathetic about, like, your own life and you just, like, don't care and there's, like, fuck everything and, you know, you do what the majority of people do. But, like, I think that there's a huge difference between being apathetic in your own life and drinking to the point of extinction the way that I used to do versus being apathetic about the way that things are, and because you know that, you know, you can't change anything, and there's another person with a very small penis. That's not toxic, though, okay? That's not toxic masculinity, that's just stupid masculinity. See, why can't that guy kill himself, you know what I mean? Sure, he's a capitalist, though. I'm sure. I just can't stand people that, like, always draw attention to themselves, you know? And, like, that's definitely dudes like that have to drive a big-ass truck. Like, what's the difference between a dude like that and a genderqueer? There's no difference at all, really. And that's what's amusing about it, is that those two people hate each other, but they're exactly the same. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I've been talking long enough and the video's about to cut me off, and I should already be working. So, thanks for listening. As always, goodbye.